Kasama po natin si political scientist. Nako, matagal-tagal natin hindi rin nakakausap ito. Si Antonio Contreras, professor po sa UP Los Baños at also Vice Chair po ng Board of Directors ng PTV4. Welcome to Afternoon Delight. Professor Ton, long time no see.
Long time no see din.
Aba, may buhok ka na ngayon, sir, ah.
Oo, akala ng iba kalbo ko eh. Hindi naman ako kalbo.
Oo, hindi. Okay, sir. Lagi namang hindi po si Pangulong Marcos ang unang pangulo nag-call for submission ng courtesy resignations. Pero ano ho ba ang sinisignify ho ba nito? Alam po natin may magsabi na kasi itong huling eleksyon ay judgment sa kanyang performance. Para sa inyo bilang political scientist, ano po ang sinisignify ng ganito po na gesture?
Well, actually, ang meaning kasi nito para sa akin, napaka-symbolic nito. It's symbolic. It's the president, in the face of a not so good performance of Alianza in the last election. Alam naman natin yon. This is trying, and many people are already saying that he's politically dead or he's politically dying, he's a lame duck. This is his way of asserting na meron pa siyang agency, na meron pa siyang authority. This is himself saying, I'm still here, I still matter, and I want to make changes. I think that's the symbolic thing. It is basically the president saying, you could not count me out. But at the same time, and that's a very powerful symbol.
Opo.
A massive, and I hope it can be matched by actual changes. Hindi pwede yung, kasi baka mag-backfire kapag ang palitan lang niya isa o dalawa. Ay di parang ano pa, ba't hindi mo na lang tinanggal yung dalawang yun before? You know, it's basically, dapat it should be in effect strategic, and not necessarily wholesale, but then so strategic yung talagang mga tao na talagang kailangan ng palitan yung mga hensya. So kailangan makakita ang tao talaga ng pagbabago. Hindi pwedeng hanggang symbolic lang ito.
Opo. Sinasabi naman nila, di ba, ang cabinet members ay alter ego ng presidente. Sinasabi nila. Pero alam natin na ultimately, di ba, where does the buck stop kung sinasabi ng ilang mga kritiko?
Well, that is exactly why the president is asserting himself now. He's saying na mukhang napamali yata ako ng lagay sa mga tao. So, kailangan ko munang palitan itong mga to. Di ba? Ganon. So, inaamin niya na maaaring merong mga nagkukulang. Kaya, pinag-resign niya lahat. Although it's basically courtesy, sila pa rin naman hanggang ngayon. Pero kung tatanggapin yan, ibig sabihin yan ay hindi na siya masaya doon sa taong yun. So, yun yung point. Pag-amin yun na there's something not doing very well in the cabinet.
Opo. Parang polite way of na parang walang masasaktan, imbis na sibakin ng diretso kasi parang iba po naman ang dating po noon pag yung unhappiness na talaga sibakan na, ganun po.
Yeah, kasi opportunity to magandang pagkakataon kasi alam naman natin talagang may mensaheng ibinigay, pinaabot ang electorate ng huling eleksyon. Ang mensahe noon ay hindi masyadong tuwang-tuwa ang mga tao. Nakita naman natin. But definitely, even without the result of the elections, there are also problems that are hounding some of the cabinet departments. And so I think that's the way na nagsama-sama na. And again, ang pinaka-strategic dito at actually magandang timing, yung ina-assert ng presidente na siya ay presidente. You know, you could not count him out. He's not a lame duck. You know, he's not going anywhere, at least for the next 3 years. You know, he still matters. I think that's what the president is saying.
Pero Professor, marami kasi yung medyo nagulat, especially yung mga siguro mas mga nakakabata that is not aware of what has happened in the past. Ito po ba ay hindi naman to kasi yung unang beses na ginawa ito ng isang pangulo, pero ito po ba ay masasabi nyo na parang ordinaryo na nangyayari, especially midterm po?
Well, actually, as far as I remember, it's only the first time that I hear of a massive courtesy resignation after the midterms. Ito yung tanda ko. I could be wrong. Mas historian sa akin kaysa sa pag-aaral. So hindi ko but in my lifetime, this is what I know, na ito yung pagkatapos ng isang eleksyon na nagkaroon na hindi lang balasahan, kasi iba yung balasahan, ang balasahan may mga pinapalitan ka lang eh. Ito talagang talagang lahat sila. Pag sinabing lahat, lahat. Okay.
Ano po kaya yung ibig sabihin kunyari ng may kinalaman ho kaya itong kilos na ito doon sa ihirit sa isang interview na masyado kasi kayo mabait, mga ganyan?
Well, kasama na yun doon. Kasi nga, ang sinasabi nga, may mga nababasa nga ako ng mga comments from friends and others, na sa wakas nagagalit na ang Pangulo. Finally, the President is expressing some emotion and anger. So I think it's part of that. It's part of the symbolic meaning of this move. Yun nga, yung sabi ko, recovering the agency for the, yung ikaw ay agent, ikaw ay active noun na gumagawa ng verb sa isang sentence. You're ceasing, you're now writing your story. I think the President is also saying, no, yun nga, kasi ngayon, after, if you look at the narratives of the pundits, because of the result of the elections, some people are even saying it's politically dead. It's lame duck. And I think it's too early to say that. And I think the president is saying, oops, not too quick. Hindi pa ako tapos. Marami pa akong pwedeng gawin at marami pa akong pwedeng magawa.
At ang dami pang mangyayari, Lord. Prof, meron pa tayong impeachment, may budget deliberations pa, 3 years pa into the 2028 presidential elections. Pero again, at the moment, ito pong Marcos administration, sa tingin niyo po, ay kaya pa po ba?
Oo naman. Actually, 3 taon pa ang termino ng Pangulong Marcos at bilang isang presidente, he might be defeated in the 2025 midterm elections for not winning as expected 8 or 9 seats. But he's still the president. I think he still holds a lot of leverage. He still holds a leverage of power. Kaya niya pang mag-withhold ng privileges. Kaya pa niyang mamigay ng privileges, He can make some people's lives miserable if he wants to, and he can also make people's lives easy if he wants to. So this is something that, you cannot easily declare a president to be politically lame duck just because of an election that ang resulta naman ay mixed. Kasi hindi naman totally talaga naman na walang naging magandang balita ang eleksyon. It's a mix. And I think it's not even also a total victory of the Dutertes or of the political opposition. And what people are not, nasanay na kasi tayo sa eleksyon na halos majority, mga 9-2, 9-3, 10-2. Ito, ang pinapakita, ang Pilipinas naging very pluralist na bansa. At demokrasya tayo. Ibig sabihin yan, pluralista, maraming grupo, maraming sektor, hindi lang kontrolado ng isang grupo ang demokrasya, ang ating lipunan. Hindi ba 'yun ang maganda? Bakit parang sa ngayon ang tingin natin masama na merong 3 grupong nag-emerge na sa political system? As a political scientist, I welcome this. We call it liberal pluralism, don't call it elitism, Bakit ba parang mga tao tingin nila ito is a tragic thing that is happening? It's bad for the system, it's bad for the country that the ruling coalition only won 6 or 5 but it's still in control of the house. So bakit parang ang tingin ng tao maganda ang result kapag overwhelmingly nananalo ay 10 senador, 2 lang ang nakalusot. Hindi ba yung ang pangit sa demokrasya na parang ang kaunti lang ang minority?
Anong way yung sinasabi nyo dyan? Relax na kayo. Parang ganun. Sa column po ninyo sa Manila Times, Parang temper. Pero, okay. Professor Ton, sa tingin niyo nagsimula yung mga pagdinig sa ICC, kasi marami pong nagpo-point out na, alam mo kung wala naman yung nangyayari na pag-aresto, backfire sort of yung sa reportage, yung emotional, halimbawa yung sympathy ng tao, nakita nila yung matanda na parang hirap na hirap yung boses,
nakapikit dun sa
kinidnap, paulit-ulit ginagamit na word. Pag nagsimula kaya yan, ano pong tingin ninyo? Lalo pa bang bababa ang kontra o kahit pa paano ba magagamit nila ito as propaganda?
Well, hindi depende yan sa kung paano lalaruin ng communication infrastructure ng Estado. Hindi not necessarily doing propaganda, kundi paano ibabato sa tao ang mensahe ng isang halos magkasabay yan, impeachment at yung
Yeah.
criminal case o ICC. Paano i-handle yan? At sa tingin ko, nagkaroon ng epekto yung pag-aresta at pagdetene, pag-surrender kay dating Pangulong Duterte sa The Hague, sa ICC. Pero in effect, hindi naman kataklismic yung resulta eh. 3 lang naman ang nakapasok eh. Diba? It's not an earth-shaking ground, you know.
Correct.
So it's not, I think people are just exaggerating the political impacts of these things. Because had it been a significant factor, then there should have been a total wipe out of the Alianza. Pro-impeachment members of the House could have lost the races. Those people that were being opposed, may mga kalaban. Kasi admitted naman, marami din naman mga unopposed, uncontested yung results. But what we have is a mixed results. We have Bam Aquino and Kiko Pangilinan scoring very well. You know, we have Akbayan becoming number 1 party list. You know, these are messages that cannot be considered to be a celebration of this kind of anger against the ICC event. Diba? So people are just trying to be comfortable with traditional, very convenient narratives about how to read political events. Sa tingin ko this is just as I'd rather differ from my other colleagues in the those doing political punditry by saying itong ang selebrasyon ng liberal pluralism eh. Napaka-liberal pluralist ng ating sistema, ang daming grupo. Ating walang dominanting political class na nagkokontrol.
Hindi lang dalawang panig, di ba? Ang nag-uusap dito. Marami.
Di ba yun ang maganda sa demokrasya?
Alam mo, Professor Ton, dapat magsimula ka na rin ng iyong vlog mo talaga na marami ka rin mga kausap na iba-ibang mga tono. Pero gusto ko sana tanong kay Professor eh. Kaso baka wala. Sa tingin mo, sino yung mga dapat tanggapin ng resignation? Kahit 3 lang po. 3 lang lang tayo nag-uusap dito, sir.
Sa akin na lang yun.
Sayang.
Akala
Professor
ko.
Ton, okay. Mukhang payapa ang buhay dyan sa UPLB. Maraming salamat sa oras ninyo. Bitin usapan, pero maraming salamat again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great
Thank
to
you
see
for
you again.
having me.